The Birth of Earth, A Tale from the Cosmic Forge. Chapter 1, The Silence Before Time. In the beginning there was no sound, for there was no space to carry it. There was no light, because light had nowhere to shine. There was no time, because nothing changed. There was nothing. And then, everything. Before stars, before planets, before atoms, even before time itself, there was the singularity. Not a thing, as you and I might imagine. No sphere of matter, no glowing orb in the darkness. In fact, there was no darkness either, no space to hold it, no time to count it. It was a moment beyond comprehension, an infinite density, cradling everything that would ever exist. Stars, galaxies, your breath, this sentence, the oceans, earth, all compressed into a point of absolute potential. Then in a moment that was not a moment, because time began with it, it happened. The Big Bang. The expansion begins. The universe didn't explode like a bomb. It expanded, fast and everywhere. Space itself stretched outward. Within the first second, temperatures reached 100 billion Kelvin. Quarks and gluons danced in a chaos of raw energy. Gravity, the weakest of the forces but most persistent, split away from the unified field. The strong nuclear force responsible for binding protons and neutrons emerged next. Then electromagnetism, giving light and atoms their form. Finally, the weak nuclear force, governing radioactive decay and fusion. It was a cosmic forge, forming the building blocks of reality. No stars yet, no galaxies, just energy, blazing, untamed. The first 3 minutes, after mere minutes, the universe cooled enough to allow protons and neutrons to bind. Hydrogen and helium nuclei formed, the two lightest and most abundant elements even today. But the universe was still opaque, like being inside a fog of charged particles. Photons' light bounced endlessly, unable to escape. It would take 380,000 years before the universe cooled enough for neutral atoms to form, freeing light and revealing the cosmic microwave background. A snapshot of the infant cosmos. The first stars are born. Hundreds of millions of years later, gravity, patient, persistent, pulled clouds of hydrogen together. Where density grew, pressure rose, and where pressure rose, fusion began. The first stars, population 3 stars, ignited. Massive, hot, short-lived. They lived fast and died young, but in their cores, new elements were forged. Carbon for life. Oxygen for water and breath, iron for strength, silicon for rocks and sand. Each star was a factory of creation. Stella, the first mother. Let us meet Stella, a fictional star representing this early generation. She is born in a vast cloud of hydrogen, her body 1,000,000 times the size of Earth. In her heart burns fusion, turning hydrogen into helium, releasing heat and light. She illuminates the void, shines upon clouds of gas, stirring birth in others. But Stella is unstable. After just a few million years, a blink of an eye in cosmic time, she collapses and explodes in a supernova. In her death, she scatters heavy elements across the galaxy. Her bones become the seeds of future worlds. Among them, one day, Earth. A pause at the threshold. The universe now teems with stars and galaxies. Gravity continues its work in silence. Gathering the materials Stella and her sister scattered. New clouds form. Disks of gas begin to spin. A yellow dwarf star, not yet born, waits to ignite. In one of its outer rings, a third rock from the sun will one day bloom, breathe and wonder. But first, chaos must dance. Fire must forge. Water must fall. Earth is waiting in the wings.